Good morning, everybody. I'm Eureka John, and you're at Eureka Street Crypto, broadcasting live from Leander, Texas. It is 5:24 in the morning, November 2nd, 2021. It's Tuesday, and nothing significant happening today in the real world. In the crypto world, there's always something significant happening. You have come across my video blog. This is me talking about my crypto journey and every single thing that I'm learning every single day. And I wake up every morning and do this as part of my daily discipline to try to articulate some of the things that I have learned via podcasts and reading every single day that I make sure I do in order that I have something to talk about and to always just keep on learning. So yeah. Um, and I sometimes have guests on. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I'm not shilling anything. I'm not your teacher, and I'm not trying to be any of that. I'm just a dude with a video camera talking about things I'm learning. So, with that said in mind, let's take a look over here at CoinGecko. Let me refresh this page and see what's up. You know what? No, let's go to Coin Paprika today. I don't know. I just feel like switching it up. So I'm gonna get a little crazy. Go to Coin Paprika instead of CoinGecko, and let's see what's up with Coin Paprika today. Yeah. So, all right. Ad first thing. Okay. All right. It's nice. That's what I get for switching things up. Hold on. All right. So, let me just go ahead and resize all this so we can see the entirety of the screen, or not the entirety, but enough of it to where, yeah. All right, okay. All right, Coin Paprika. So let's see here. Bitcoin, $63,359.87. 24 hours, 2.717% up. Ethereum, 4,489, and it's all in all-time high territory. All this stuff is kind of hovering right around there for the past week. Binance Coin 547.50. Tethers stablecoin. Hex is 22 cents. See, this one shows Hex, and the others, Coin Market Cap and Coin Gecko, don't show Hex. I guess this is being a little more objective since they are showing Hex. I mean, I don't love or hate Hex. It's just what it is. But for some reason, the other ones don't count it as legitimate. I mean, it is an ERC20 token. It's built on Ethereum. It does have smart contracts that you can view. So, like it or hate it, it's there. So why not list it? Cardano $1.98, Solana 206.80. Let's see. XRP $1.11, Polkadot 50.52. The Doge 27 cents. The Shibs at some weird number well below $1. 0.0000740. USDC is $1 because it's stable coin. Terra 43.59. Uniswap 25.72. Avalanche 66.08. Litecoin 201. Chainlink 32.16. Doing very well. It spiked. It went up, and now it's hovering right around that $30 mark. See, if CoinGecko just showed me $30, and now Coin Paprika is showing me 32. Unless it jumped up $2 in like the past 5 minutes. Polygon $1.92. Let's see, scroll down. We got Theta at 786. I got a pretty large chunk of Theta I'm holding on to for the long haul because they have characters like Google and Samsung and Sony and Apple and LG TV and Lionsgate Studios and MGM and all these and CAA Talent Agency, which is the talent agency for all the major celebrities. So yeah, and they have 5 patents. So whatever the price is now is irrelevant because there are some big things happening with Theta. And even though I'm not streaming on Theta anymore, I'm streaming on Float.app. Yeah, I'm kind of keeping hold of some of those Theta tokens for the long haul because big money like that doesn't care about whether or not your bags are pumped or not. They're gonna go on their timing. So let's see here. So yeah, I don't know. I just not a whole lot happening right now. Aave 32606. Let me check out this Friends with Benefits token because that's what I'm kind of gonna kind of talk about today. FWB, where you at? Is it not on here? Um, do I gotta go back to CoinGecko now? All right, let's see if it's on CoinGecko. Friends of Benefits token, FWB token. I believe that's what the abbreviation is. I could be wrong. So FWB, Friends of Benefits. Yeah, the CoinGecko has it, but CoinPaprika doesn't. I mean, it is a social token because it's associated with the DAO. So that could be part of it. But anyway, let me now rescale this screen to fit CoinGecko again. So I guess, you really got to kind of, yeah, I'm learning about all these different coin display pages. And somebody else suggested another one too. I can't remember what it is, but I'll look it up. All right, I'll look back to my comments. 132.81 is the price of Friends of Benefits token. It's a DAO, and it's mainly just a social DAO that started out on Discord, and people just started monetizing it. So it's amazing what you can do with a chat room, and then now that people are paying big money for chat rooms because that's where the networks are, and that's how Facebook started. Facebook started out with networks, and it builds on Metcalfe's law, which is basic. I'm gonna just search it so you can visualize Metcalfe's law if you don't know. It's just the law of networking and creating value through network, and then the value of your network is proportional to the square of the number of connected users in the system. So Metcalfe's law, Wikipedia. Let's just take a look right here. Let's see what's up. Here it is. Metcalfe's law explains how the value of a network grows. It states that the value of a telecommunications... jeez, keep having to resize these windows. All right, so you can see the graph, and then you can see the visual. I need to zoom in and then pull the screen out. All right, there. So you see that visual on the side there? So 2 telephones equal a network of 1, and then you have 5 telephones. It looks like a pentagram. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 possible networks, it looks like. And then you add in a few more of these telephones, and yeah, look how the network grows exponentially. So yeah, network effects. Metcalfe's law characterizes the network effects of communication technologies such as the internet, social networking, and World Wide Web. Former chairman of the U.S. Federal Communications Commissions, FCC, Reed Hunt, said that this law gives the most understanding to the workings of the internet. Metcalfe's law is related to the fact that the number of unique possible connections in a network of n nodes can be expressed mathematically as a triangular number n, and then parentheses n minus 1, and then divided by 2, which is asymptotically proportional to n squared. All right, that's just a nerd's way of saying that a larger crowd has more value, the more connections there are in that crowd. They gotta make it complex, don't they? Anyway, that's kind of what's happened with Friends with Benefits. Is now whenever you have a network like that, you can tokenize that network, and somebody will come along and buy that network, and yeah, and pump money into that network, and then that coin gains value as well. So I mean, even before the money is being pumped into the network. So let's take a look over here. This article that I talked about a couple days ago, and I just touched just the tip. I just talked about the tip of the iceberg about what's going on with Friends with Benefits. But okay, Andreessen Horowitz has invested $5 million in a group chat. In September, the trend-setting VC firm Pace Capital, Kindred Ventures, Spark Capital, and the 31-year-old New York Times appointed it girl in venture capital, Li Jin, in putting a total of $10 million into Friends with Benefits, which describes itself as the ultimate cultural membership powered by a community of our favorite Web3 artists, operators, and thinkers bound together by shared values and shared incentives. While it may be that in practice it's mostly a chat room on the app Discord, populated by around 1,500 crypto enthusiasts, artists, NFT collectors, and various hangers-on, Sure, by the standards of venture capital, $10 million is not a large sum, but how much money has your friends group chat raised so far? And I'm part of my little skateboarder online. I guess we have our cell phone chat in which we all kind of all day long just texting each other about where we're gonna skate, um, cool new boards, cool skate videos that we show each other, and then otherwise just dicking around, just talking smack to each other. And we do this all day. There's 12 of us on a text group, and we're all old skaters over 40 years old. But the thing is there's these that are in Discord as well. If you're not familiar with Discord, hold on. Let me pull up Discord. Actually, let me pull up a chat. That's see, I'm just chatting with a friend here, but hold on, it's still pulling up. Discord is owned by I believe it's owned by Facebook. I mean, I hate to say that. Hold on. Let's see. If I can get something to pull up. Okay, so all right, so here I am in a Discord. I'm part of the Daoists, and it's just it's a Discord group of people interested in providing resources for DAOs, right? And that's just what the entire group is about, and that's how all these people have come together. Is their interest in DAOs and DAO creation and DAO formation in different ways to approach DAOs, and then resource bases to create resource spaces for anybody who wants to create a DAO. So yeah, if this DAO here on Discord, this Discord chat group, that's all it really is, just news and articles and research and ways to talk about DAOs, and then just anybody curious. And then if anybody wants to figure out how to start a DAO, they would come here. They could jump in the chats, DAO creation, resource base. But if they decided to monetize this, then they would create a Daoist token, and that at least would be worth something as far as the people within the DAO being able to tip each other back and forth and pay for each other's services and stuff like that. And then they could make a requirement of holding that token in order to be a part of the DAO, like a inner core or even just part of it to use it. And then if say somebody like Andreessen Horowitz were to come in here and be like, you know what, this is amazing. I love the network that you guys have built. You guys have built a powerful and creative network. We want to some VC firm, we want to help finance this. So they pump money into it. And that's what happened with Friends With Benefits DAO. Because the network that they have built that I showed you in Metcalfe's Law has accrued value. So while it may be that, in practice, it's mostly a chat room on the app Discord, populated by around 1,500 crypto enthusiasts, artists, NFT collectors, and various hangers-on. Sure, by the standards of venture capital, $10 million is not a large sum, but how much money has your friends group chat raised so far? Admittedly, Friends of Benefits, which is co-founded by Trevor McFreddy's, the former DJ who created the famous CGI influencer Lil Miquela, is something more than a group chat. It's also a DAO, or a decentralized autonomous organization. Decentralized as in it has no executive leadership. Autonomous, as in self-governing an organization. Well, that's the group part of the group chat. At their simplest, DAOs are blockchain-based co-ops with software constitutions, and in the past few weeks, they've overtaken the imaginative crypto-futurist visionaries and feverish speculators who turned NFTs into a multi-billion-dollar market over the course of the pandemic, plus a bunch of eager, hopeful artists, marketers, and programmers. To be true believers, DAOs are institutional building blocks of Web3, the blockchain-grounded decentralized utopia promoted as the future of the internet by a group of savvy investors, artists, futurists, and developers. Web3 is owned by builders and users, orchestrated with tokens, and combines the decentralized community-governed ethos of Web1 with the advanced modern functionality of Web2. In a way, though, a lot of these DAOs are centered around industries, around activities, around interests, and things like that. So they kind of just reminded me of old industry organizations, like for instance, my dad he's in flow measurement instrumentation, right? And this is how you measure anything going through a pipe, and all over the world, and especially in places like Houston and Texas, where there's a lot of industrial automation and refineries and petrochemical plants and everything like that. There's a lot of people that are really that do this for a job. They build and they engineer this flow measurement instrumentation, and people in an industry will form industry societies, and then you have to pay a membership to be a part of that industry society. And this one in particular is called ISA, and Instrumentation Society of America, I believe. I could be wrong, but it's been a little minute. But you have to pay to be a member of that, right? And then there's other memberships. For instance, I work in the hose industry, and they have a society called NAHAD, National Association of Hose and Accessory Distribution, and you have to pay a huge chunk of money to be a part of that and to go to that convention every year, so you can network with people. And so that's just kind of the hard copy in my viewpoint of a little bit of what's going on here, except this is a little more hip than hose and instrumentation. But you get what I'm saying. Like, every industry seems to have their own organization, but those are top down, right? And they say they're not top down, but really, they say everybody's contribution gives them an equal say in a lot of cases, about what the society is going to be doing, but really that's really controlled in a top-down way. However, DAOs, with the automation of it all and the smart contracts being implemented and using Snapshot as a voting tool and Coordinate as a income distribution type of mechanism, that kind of decentralizes it quite a bit more, and it flattens it out and makes it a horizontal society or organization. So in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, you had all these industry organizations and stuff like that you had to pay to be a member of if you were going to be a legitimate player in that industry and be able to talk to other people in the industry. Now it looks like DAOs are kind of forming and seem to be trying to take that place. It's not yet, but it looks like that's the beginnings of what's happening, especially a little bit with this Friends with Benefits. So anyway, let's go back to Friends with Benefits. Okay, so in this vision, a corporate-controlled data siphoning social network like Facebook could be replaced by a quasi-democratic DAO, in which new features and products would be debated and voted on by user owners, with decisions and regulations transparently enforced by contracts encoded on the blockchain. And unlike with Facebook, user owners who wanted to quit could easily sell their stake in the DAO on the blockchain, pocketing any profit. That's one story, at least, to detractors. Web3 is at best a colossal waste of energy, literally, and at worst a pyramid scam, a vast, distributed, utterly transparent scam bent on suckering the greedy and naive with the promises of wealth and transformation. And that's pretty laughable, actually. But But if you really buy into it, though, if you're steeped in the ultra-positive, hyper-utopian get-rich-quick culture of Web3 as it flourishes across Twitter and Discord, get rich quick. How come I'm not rich then? Anyway, you're just looking to change the web. Sure, the future of privacy, finance, art, that's all nice. But as the DAO evangelist Tracheopteryx recently told CoinDesks, DAOs are a bet on the future of human organization itself. Yes, but what actually is a decentralized autonomous organization? Described by Breathless fans, DAOs can suggest a kind of group or corporate intelligence, a hive mind distributed across the blockchain. This ambitious, almost otherworldly conception of DAOs and their potential evokes the Scottish sci-fi writer Charlie Strauss's book Accelerando, and I talked about this a couple days ago because I definitely want to read this book, in which spacefaring humans at the edge of the solar system encountered an abandoned megacomputer populated by semi-sentient scavenger corporations that attempt to use the new arrivals as currency. The humans escape with the assistance of an alien slug that turns out to be a pyramid scheme, trying to hide from its creditors by masquerading as a life form. Alas, so far, no DAOs have managed to instantiate themselves as slugs. But anyway, for now, they tend to resemble an odd mash of more familiar legal, financial, and social forms, like the ones that I talked about those industry organizations. A lot of people compare DAOs to Facebook and those social networks, or to corporations. But coming from my perspective, I see them as a kind of a new fancy way to do industry organizations. A running self-deprecating joke among enthusiasts hold that a DAO is just a group chat with a bank account, which for practical purposes is about right, but it's also a little bit joint stock corporation, a little bit cryptocurrency, a little bit gamer clan, a little bit message board, and a little bit multi-level marketing scheme. So as a concrete example, take Friends with Benefits and its token, the FWB token. There are 1 million FWB token on the blockchain, some portion of which is circulating on the open market at any moment. On Uniswap, you can go buy FWB token. Sushi Swap. To join Friends with Benefits, you can buy FWB tokens with Ethereum or another cryptocurrency of your choice. As with any other crypto, these tokens can ultimately be sold on to any willing buyers. Around a third of the million FWB tokens is, at the moment, retained in the community treasury to be distributed according to the wishes of the DAO, with a set number dispersed every few months to members based on contributions like providing liquidity or serving on committees. So when you're in a DAO, when you serve in that DAO, they have, every few months, like for instance, the DAO does, Bankless DAO does seasons, and that's like every 4 months or so, or 3 months, and they distribute out the income, partly UBI and partly earning based, and then they have something called give tokens, which represent a proportional amount of the budget for people to give away to people that they have directly interacted with in the DAO and worked with. So yeah, you get paid basically in the token of being part of this DAO. And if your DAO is generating a lot of income from the outside world, then that can be very profitable. And then the token also raises in value. So people who own at least 75 Friends of Benefits tokens can propose resolutions in binding elections where each token is equivalent to 1 vote. The $10 million VC investment in Friends with Benefits, an exchange of tokens from the Treasury to the USDC, a dollar equivalent crypto stablecoin, which is USDC, was put through such a process, passing with 98.07% of the vote. Theoretically, the point of this structure is to encourage members to work for and promote the organization without needing executives or administrators, or even, for that matter, knowing who your collaborators are. Because each token represents a financial stake in the DAO, all members are incentivized to both increase their token holdings by doing beneficial work for the organization and to drive up the value of their own holdings. So yeah, that's exactly what's happening in the Bankless DAO. So, well, wait, a voice pipes up. Well, that's all well and good, but what kind of organizations are we talking about? What are DAOs supposed to do? The true believer will tell you anything. The most straightforward and obvious use is as a mechanism for pooling capital for investment. The most famous DAO is probably still the DAO, a collective investment vehicle launched in 2016 that described itself as a breed of new human organization born from immutable, unstoppable, and irrefutable computer code. The DAO raised more than $150 million in Ethereum, 14% of all the tokens outstanding, from 11,000 investors. TechCrunch called it a paradigm shift in the very idea of economic organization. 6 weeks after its launch, an attacker managed to exploit the DAO's code to transfer $60 million of its Ether holdings into a separate personal account, deciding that irrefutable computer code actually meant somewhat refutable computer code. So the Ethereum so there's this huge controversy in Ethereum, and then the Ethereans and the Bitcoiners always fight back and forth because the Bitcoiners say you're not truly decentralized because back in the DAO hack, Ethereum it tries to follow the ethos of code is law. You don't ever change the code in the smart contract. However, the money was being constantly drained out of the DAO during this time, and they had to compromise. And that's where Ethereum Classic comes from. Those are the people that still stick to the original Ethereum blockchain, even though it was voted on, and they created a fork, which is the Ethereum you know today. It came from the DAO hack, and before that was Ethereum, and then they had that major hack that they could not stop, and it was just seeing $150 million just being drained from the account slowly before their eyes. So they came to a decision to create the fork and create the new Ethereum blockchain and go on from there. And that's the Ethereum you know today. Ethereum Classic is that old chain, and some people are tried and true by Ethereum Classic, and then other people, as you know nowadays, everything DeFi, NFTs, and Metaverse, everything's running on Ethereum as we know it today. However, since then, and there have been many other EIP, Ethereum improvement proposals that have tried once again to change the contracts, and they've turned those down. So that was kind of an exception. It was a learning experience. Ethereum was in its very nascent stage at that time, and it hasn't happened since then. And I think it really was a slap in the face for the people who built Ethereum to make some improvements and to hopefully never have to be faced with that type of situation again. So, yeah, so that's so anyway, we'll move on from that topic. It is a sore spot for Ethereans, but it's also a learning spot. Um, so it does show that there is, people say that Bitcoin's 100% immutable, unchangeable as well, and that irrefutable computer code. It's all written by humans, so yeah, I mean, humans are imperfect, and so will the code be. And I don't know, man. But I think these DAOs are probably the closest thing that we can possibly get to eliminating human imperfection as far as communities go and governance goes, because it's all written by code. You say, well, it takes humans to write that code. Yes, it does. And until we have an AI generated DAO, which I'm not sure that would be actually a good thing, because then, what if the computers writing the AI to generate that DAO decide that humans are not really necessary, and that we're just an annoyance, and that the code written by the computer doesn't really benefit what humans need or want, and then why would humans want to join something like that is written by a computer that does not have humans' interests in their heart? Anyway, I'm going on a tangent. Anyway, so in Friends of Benefits, what does it do? Well, it hosts events, and it publishes a newsletter. But right now, more than anything else, it's a group chat in the Discord chat room. You can chat. You can join the chat only if you own 75 Friends of Benefits tokens. If you own a smaller number of tokens, you can still access other services like the newsletter. And let's see here, or community authored guide to Miami's hidden gems for members who hold 10 tokens. The token gated party that Diplo attended required that attendees hold a certain number of tokens. Whether or not any of that sounds worthwhile to you, it's clearly a lot to someone. FWB tokens listed on the decentralized crypto exchange called Uniswap currently trade at around $116 from a high of nearly $200 earlier. So Friends of Benefits tokens right now are trading at 132. In order to be a member of Friends of Benefits, so 132.81 times 75, you got to have about $10,000, $9,960. Yeah, so it's a social club, man. It's like a frat. It's the rich boy frat, rich girl frat, so sorority. Anyway, so let's go to their website and take a look. I mean, it is a nice website. It's in pretty much all cities, and they have all these upcoming events. Let's take a look. Paris, Miami, London, New York, upcoming Friends with Benefits community events. And like I said, I think you have to have the membership in order to get in there. So you have to have $10,000 worth of Friends with Benefits tokens in your wallet. So there's metaverse meetups, and I'm not sure where that is. So let's see which metaverse that's in. Friends with Benefits chat channel, Metaverse Exploratory Committee. Okay, so I'm not sure which metaverse they're talking about. Crypto Voxels, Decentraland, Sandbox, Somnium Space, whatever. But the Seed Club token, Friends with Benefits Coffee Time. So those are some events that you can join. Let's see here. Let's get back to the old web page. Okay, so cities. Connect with Friends of Benefits members in your cities, from dinner parties and park takeovers to cafe co-working and movie nights. Friends with Benefits will show you a new side to your city. I'm neck deep in kids and family life, so I'm probably not going to go out of my way to go explore any Friends with Benefits events in my city. So I don't do much, except for sit behind my computer and talk about this type of stuff. But if this were 10 years ago or 20 years or 15 years ago, I probably would have. So yeah. Anyway, this it's a new way of meeting people. I mean, we had different types of things in my late 20s and early 30s. I was really involved in couch surfing back then, and that was free, and if I had a house, and I would invite people to come stay, and you could travel and see the world on a shoestring budget by sleeping on people's couches, and people would post it on that website. and offer up their couches, and it created a community, and they would have couch surfing meetups in the cities and stuff like that. And it's kind of similar in a way, this kind of decentralized culture. And of course, like all good things, it gets taken over, it gets too popular, and it gets taken over by corporate type of attitudes and people trying to make money from it, and it just gets ruined. And I think that's kind of where the way of the couch surfing went. It'll be interesting to see how long Friends of Benefits progresses with all the money and the fame that Friends of Benefits is getting now. So it'll be, yeah, I'll be really interested to follow this. Anyway, so let's take a look. There's a couple of articles here. Where was it? Resident advisor, and they're talking about DAOs. And here's one of the guys. One of the guys that was the main person who founded this, Trevor McFreddy's, and he's the one that made the co-creator of Little Michaela, a CGI influencer that's raised questions and heckles over its sometimes controversial misappropriation of a victim narratives. Okay. McFredry's, ever a savvy and creative businessman, leveraged Michaela into $100+ million enterprise via his robotics and AI focused tech company, Brud. For him, Web3 was an obvious next step for creatives. People were stuck on Patreon, Substack, on these treadmills where they would have to keep cranking out work, McFredry's told me. I felt like if we showed them a way to create value with community, they'd be more intrigued by the space we wanted to build. I also thought there would be more creative people in crypto. I wanted to connect those dots, and having people have a stake in community really made it feel warm. So yeah, good on him. Events are really a big part of that. Friends of Benefits puts on its second in real life party in July at the Ethereum Community Conference in Paris. This time the event was built more firmly into Friends of Benefits blockchain world. If you didn't hold the cryptocurrency beforehand, you could simply buy some, even outside the club, and show it to the door person thanks to a new app created within 1 week by members of the DAO. And if you didn't want to join the community, you could simply sell it or swap it back after the event. So, yeah, you don't have to sign on for some kind of lifelong commitment or membership with this type of stuff. All you have to do is, if you want to go to an event with your friend, you buy the 75 tokens you need, and then you can sell it back. It's not like you're throwing money down the drain. You can, and it'll actually probably increase in value if it keeps going the way it goes. And then one of the most magnetic personalities involved in the world of culture DAOs I met is Alexander Zhang, a New York-based Angeleno. I got the feeling he could convince anyone that this is the way of the future. He works full-time for Friends of Benefits and is something of a wonderkin, hired to help the DAO get focused and innovate. Like so many others jumping on the DAO bandwagon, he came at from a perspective of relative inexperience and curiosity. And here he is, Alexander Zhang. I hated crypto. I hated the people who pushed it, he told me. I always understood it from a technological standpoint. I bought Bitcoin early on, but it was never this thing I wanted to spend time thinking about or affiliating with. But I've always been attracted to the people who were the most creative. And obviously with COVID-19, everyone lost whatever trust they had in authority, institutions, and power structures, and we're seeking new worlds. That opened up this opportunity for a community of people who were all pushing in the same direction. Let's make this possible because what this stands for is bigger than all of us. Ownership, decentralization, sovereignty, all these awesome concepts that I didn't think were possible, but now I see happening in the next 10 years or so. And this is kind of what DAOs are about. Like COVID-19 really pulled the mask off, literally, or put the mask on. I don't know. It put the mask on the subjects and pulled the mask off of the owners of society, really, and exposed them for what they are. And the Zoomers and the younger crowd and stuff like that, they get it, and they see all the people in charge right now as losing all credibility, authority, institutions, and power structures, and say they're creating DAOs now, these flat horizontal structures to get around that because they can't stand what's going on. So these are lofty words to throw around when talking about an internal internet message board, but they're indicative of what is seen as the promise of these platforms. Most people involved, from Houseman to Zang, have a similar arc: crypto curious to Friends of Benefits fanatic in a matter of days. It's easy to see why once you get in there, the community easy to see why once you get in there. Sorry, there are channels for most topics of discussion you can think of, and people are generally willing to explain things rather than make fun of the uninitiated. And I find that true in crypto as well. In general, like yeah, there's some exceptions out there, but generally everybody's really welcoming and super happy to talk about all this stuff, DAOs and crypto and NFTs. Everyone there seems to wants to build things in the real world and work together, not just trade tips about making money. Yeah, Friends with Benefits sells itself as an unusually welcoming place in an age of irony, poisoned, and polarized internet communities on mainstream social media platforms like Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, because the whole hipster irony culture is so obnoxious in a way. It's just people are turned off by it now, and the hipster irony culture really came to a head in the early 2000s. For now, that means it's also outside the bounds and laws and regulations. Through Friends with Benefits, for example, has a strict code of conduct against harassment, racism, and other forms of abusive behavior. My mind was blown, Zhang told me. It felt like the internet was fun again, like when you used to log on after dinner every night because all your friends were also online. The space feels more like a friend's wedding or a friend's birthday party than a random internet cesspool where you're arguing with Dogecoin Boy 420 and you have no idea who that is. The elephant in the room is that, yes, it takes money to be a part of communities like this. If you were cynical, you could look at it like Soho House for internet nerds, and there's a constant and healthy debate about the viability and accessibility of communities where membership is based around exclusivity and financial holdings. But since I've been watching Friends with Benefits, there's been a growing effort to increase both accessibility and diversity, efforts spearheaded by Houseman, who has come up with 3 programs to mitigate the financial barrier of entry for the community. We're beginning a fellowship programming, which is a full ride for artists and creatives who might not have the resources to join, she explained. We hope this program will teach them how to use Web3 more generally too, like how to mint NFTs or get involved with groups to release your music or videos or other projects on the blockchain. There will also be a benefactors program where users can trade or pool their currency to allow a new user, as well as the scholar tier, allowing people aged 17 to 24 to dip their toes into the world of Web3 without having to invest any real money. So that's pretty cool, you know. And the Bankless DAO also offers guest passes to new people and allows them the chance to earn by doing bounties and by being a part of meetings and contributing to get the amount of bank required to be a part of the DAO. So DAOs are doing stuff like that. So not just creating these exclusive communities where, you know, if you don't have the tokens, you can't join. Like, there are ways you can join DAOs if you really want to. You just have to just jump in and at least jump in on the level 0 chats and then introduce yourself and then just try to get connected. And yeah, you know, it'll happen. So anyway, that being said, I've gone over. Jeez, I always do. Once I get started talking about this stuff, it's hard to find a good stopping point. And there's a couple people looking really hip right there. You know, hey, are you part of Friends with Benefits? Yeah, so you going to the party? Yeah, I got my 75 FWB tokens. So, yeah, I mean, I would have been all over that when in my 20s. Like, seriously. So, I can't judge them, you know. But I'm just old now. All right. Okay. All right. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye.